The Jamaica men's national team has concluded its first two games of the FIFA Men's World Cup qualifications. However, both games were not of the expectations that fans were looking for. Is it a case in which the Reggae Boys will continue with this sort of performance, or will they pick up and bring about a new belief in the mindset of the fans who support the national team? Well, today on Premier 7, I want to bring across a very important topic, and that is, are Reggae Boys doomed? Fans panic over early struggles. Join for the discussion. In recent hours, I have done a post taking into consideration the importance of Jamaican fans. And the question from the post was, is there any hopes of Jamaica men's national team, the Reggae Boys, doing well in Copa America this year? Should I do a content on the topic? And I am seeing that a few votes came in, six in particular, 100% says yes. And with that being said, here I am on board to present on a useful content surrounding the importance of, are Reggae Boys doomed? Fans panic over early struggles. The reason why I utilize such topic is because we already know that the Reggae Boys will be playing in the Copa America, and I want for this topic to be not short-lived, but also on the verge of being more extended. Because if I should just speak about Copa America, then when Copa America is over, what else is there to speak about? I would have to get myself doing another video. So this one is ideal, whereas we can just think and stretch our minds a bit longer. All right. So in that case, people, before I jump into the topic of discussion, I just want to say a big thank you to all those persons who have been supporting Premier 7. Down below the screen, you're seeing that I have 1,431 subscribers. And of course, if you are new to the page, please watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you are already a follower, you know what to do. Please watch, like, comment, and share the content so other persons can become engaged. Of course, I have different social media platforms. I am also available on TikTok and also on Instagram. So let's jump right into the meat of the matter. So, are Reggae Boys doomed? Fans panic over early struggles. All right, let's talk about the two games that we have played. We played against two teams that are ranked way below us. They are outside of the top 100 where the FIFA rankings is concerned. And based on how those two teams played in a Dominican Republic and a Dominica, they posed questions for the Reggae Boys, whereas playing constructive football is concerned. Of course, the Reggae Boys is ranked in the 50s of the FIFA rankings. And whenever you are of a higher standard than a particular team, it is of the mindset for us to believe and perform way better than those. And yes, of course, bad patches can occur. However, whereas bouncing back and making it useful by way of performances to be a standout candidate for going forward in advancing for a different stage of the game, then that is what the Reggae Boys should have been displaying on the pitch. Now, is it a case in which Reggae Boys' deplorable performance happens due to the fact that we're missing some of our key players? Or is it a case in which the Reggae Boys have been playing like this because the recent seasons of the various competitions in Europe or in the United States, of course, in different countries as well, like Jamaica, has concluded and the players are rusty? Or is it a case in which we don't have a proper system with proper structure, whereas our players are to be put in is concerned? So whether or not we have our key players, we would have been a bit more fluent in our performances. Now, the two games displayed, um, it's not a case for which I would say blame the coach, because the Dominican game that was being played was a case in which Coach Al Grimson made several substitutions, and we saw whereas the Reggae Boys could have done better. Goals could be scored in both games in excess of 5 goals. So does it boils down to the players who should have been converting and scoring a lot more goals? But the thing is, statistically, we will see that Reggae Boys gain a lot of chances. But what if we were not supposed to look on the stats and take into consideration how the guys are playing by way of the naked eyes? Are you convinced, or were you convinced by how these guys were playing on the pitch? And I am sure that the Reggae Boys doesn't have all key players injured. For example, Ademare Gray, who has been our talisman since his arrival. We have players who have been playing long before Demarai Gray, and we have players who have been given the opportunity to play before. So, for example, a Damian Lowe is an ideal person who I will just throw out there as an example, as one of those players who we know or should understand the ideal way of how Jamaica should play. But does it boil down to only Damian Lowe to perform properly? No. It is for the team to play by way of unity and play in a way that, it is not the same as Dominican Republic and Dominica. And this is where the system is taken into consideration. Whereas there's a proper system put in place, then I and you also will believe that if that's the case, then irrespective of those who we don't have presently as the big guns, then Jamaica will be playing in a particular style with a specific formation that will show our style of play. And I think that is what is missing from the national team. We believe in Coach Al Grimson. We don't want to be negative about the recent results because 3 points in each game is a big boost for our national chances of making it to the World Cup. However, the system that we're playing in, we're seeing the different formations, and the players are just not adapting, I guess, to what is being instructed to them, or they are not in the groove then to perform consistently. And for consistent performances to occur, we have to believe in the word continuity. Because if we have a set of players that we normally would utilize on the pitch and say that, for example, the back two will be the same, the front three will be the same, and so forth, even in the midfield, then we can have a set of players who we can nurture and put into a tactical formation or build across a strategy that the team can work with to play in a particular way. No, I mean, I am not convinced though by the Reggae Boys' performances in those two games. And to point out, the midfield has been, I won't say hiding, but it has been dimmed based on how they have been performing. And I think Coach Al Grimson tried different players in different positions in the midfield, and it is just like a watered down performance. Looking at the Dominican Republic games, particularly, they outplayed Jamaica, whereas having a formation and a style of play is concerned. So I think the national team has to be very careful as to how they go about in playing their games. And I don't think the national team will be underestimating anyone because Jamaica isn't a team for which I could say then, oh, it's a big team, it's a top class team. So why not just play easy against Dominican Republic and Dominica? Dominican Republic played better than Dominica, but we saw the 2 goals that was scored in the last against Jamaica, and isn't that the same issue that we normally used to have with the national team, right? So it is a lot to take in, and Jamaican fans like myself, and Jamaican fans aren't only from Jamaica, would be in question about the Reggae Boys, saying that will it be possible, or will Jamaica even make it to the World Cup? And I think it is questionable because based on what we're doing so far on the pitch, our display isn't convincing. And I want to talk about Jamaica and the Copa America, and where does it lies? Where do we stand? Do we have a chance to play in such competition and perform well? As you can see on the thumbnail, we have a Damari Gray, and maybe he's the man that can come and give Jamaica a big boost. But before I talk about Copa America, people, please go ahead and smash the subscription button on the page, leave a like, and turn on your notifications bell to be notified on the different posts that Premier 7 will be doing. All right, so Copa America, of course, by no chances will be as simple as Dominican Republic and the Dominica game. Jamaica has to step up. Jamaica has to prove themselves. Jamaica has to bounce back and prove to the fans that we have been playing a bit scrappy in the past two games, and this is the competition for which we're going to improve and do much better. Even if we don't win any games, which I am hoping we do, let the performances look a bit more convincing. And the reason why I'm even talking like this is because I don't want to bash the players, because to play football that and to talk about football is two different things. Only if you are like say a footballer yourself who have retired or still play the game. Because for me personally, I play sports. I play used to play cricket and I love football. So I play footballs in the evening time. And where fitness is concerned, I am nowhere there. So if that is a is then that is underlined that is affecting the national team, then I think some deep inspections need to be done. Because if fitness is an issue, then fatigue will kicks in and then the players will underperform, right? So, of course, I just want to point out the fact that Jamaica right now doesn't look convincing about doing well in Copa America. And I think if you agree, you can smash a like on this video, because then again, most of us are on the same platform. But I don't want to be the person to bash the players as I've expressed earlier on. But for me personally, the national team is unconvincing. We were on a good looking run, whereas the CONCACAF Nations League is considered. But looking on how the national team is performing over the two games, Copa America will not be the ideal competition for which I would say they will improve their performances. Yes, new players may come in and the revelation may be revealed, but let's not believe without seeing, because sometimes we can have hopes and we have hopes all the times in the national team and they still let us down. But I don't want to be negative, but I'm just being real. So the hopes is there if the national team improves their performances and do well. I don't want to pick out any specific player, but I think the overall issue for which the Jamaica team may have is the fact that we don't have a proper system. But the coach isn't the only person to blame, because there are games where the coach did well with his staffs and the players come out and do rubbish in that case. So I think we need to be on one accord as well. Be on one accord. The coach give you some instruction, go out there and try your best to execute it. And I think the players wants to do that, but something is lacking. Is it a lack of chemistry? I don't think so. But I think it doesn't only have to do with the quality of the players. It is based on something else. As I've said before, fatigue could be that issue, because the players have quality. If we should compare our Dominican Republic players and Dominica, and even some players that is going to be playing in the Copa America, our players, some of them are higher in terms of quality than those who would be seen. So, people, I really and truly had to speak my mind on the national team. There could be a lot more that could be said, but where the Reggae Boys is concerned and being doomed, of course, fans are going to panic, because I was on a stream yesterday or a few days ago, and some persons were saying that the Reggae Boys will not or should not make the World Cup. And I was saying to myself or saying to the person, I think they should make it, because based on how the team is, to not making the World Cup will be even more horrific than if we go to the World Cup and lose a two game or a one game and possibly draw a game. So I think that it is still a long way to go for the national team, whereas quality and fluent performances is concerned. But I am hoping that our performances will improve along the way. Some persons don't really care about Copa America. Most of us, then, as Reggae Boys fans, would be more interested to see the national team performs well in in the qualifying games for the World Cup, because that is even more important than the CONCACAF, than the not the CONCACAF, than the Copa America. But consistency is what will give us that boost and remove that mindset of being panic panicking, whereas the performance is concerned. So, people, what do you think about the topic? Are Reggae Boys doomed? Fans panic over early struggles. It is time for you to have your say and let me know what you think in the comment section. Please share the video as well and definitely subscribe to Premier 7 for some more updates. I will be awaiting your respond and or your comments and respond as best as I can. So take care until we meet again. Bye bye for now.